In this demo, we will show how to replace a serial cable with a wireless connection using two Anybus wireless bridges. The two Anybus wireless bridges are paired using Bluetooth. The distance between the two can be up to 300 meters. I will need to connect the first Anybus wireless bridge to a COM port on my computer using a null modem cable. To set up the configuration, I will use the Serial Port Adapter Toolbox, which I've downloaded from Anybus.com. I open the Serial Port Adapter Toolbox and make sure that Bluetooth SPA or Serial Port Adapter is selected and click OK. I click Connect and select the COM port I connected the Anybus device to, COM port 2 in this case. The rest of the default settings are correct, so I click OK. I then go to AT mode. This means that I put the Anybus device in configuration mode. The wireless bridge that I'm connected to will be the server, and the other wireless bridge will be the client. To read in all the active settings from the device, I click Read All. I can change the name of the device in the Basic Settings tab, so I decide to call this Serial Server and click the Right button. I then go to the Server tab and make sure that the server profile is set to SPP, Serial Port Profile. To activate these settings, I tick the checkbox Reset Module Going to Data Mode and click Data Mode. This will make the device reboot and use the settings I just made. Now the first Anybus wireless bridge, the server, is ready to communicate wirelessly. In this demo, we have both Anybus wireless bridges connected to the computer using two separate COM ports. If you don't have an extra COM port, you'll need to switch now and connect the second Anybus wireless bridge to your COM port. I now open a new window of the Serial Port Adapter Toolbox to set up the connection on the client side. I choose Bluetooth SPA once again and click OK. I start by clicking Connect, and I will now select COM port 3 for my serial client. I click AT mode and get into configuration mode and click Read All to read in the settings from the device. I now want to change the name for this wireless bridge to be Serial Client, so I enter this and click Write to save the settings for the device. I now go to the Client tab. Given that the server on the other side is already set up as SPP, Serial Port Profile, I verify that SPP is selected for the client as well. I set the peer ID to be 0, since this is the first connection I'm setting up. I also specified that I'm only connecting one other Anybus wireless bridge to my network. I can use up to 7 if I wish. OK, so I now click the Extended Inquiry button to start looking for the Bluetooth devices in the neighborhood. I can see that the serial server that we just created now shows up. So I select this and then go on to set some settings for the connection. In this case, I want the connection to be permanent, so I check the box for Always Connected and click Write to store the settings to the device. Also here, I check the Reset Module Going to Data Mode checkbox and go back to Data Mode. So now we have a wireless connection via Bluetooth, which I can see since the LEDs now show a blue light on both gateways. That's how easy it is to set this up. Before we end, just a couple of useful tips. If I want to make changes to the serial settings, I can go back to AT mode on my server and go to the Serial tab. Here I can change settings, for example to use RS485 instead of RS232. Remember that you need to have the same serial settings for your device as you have for the serial Anybus wireless bridge.